Mark, we've got our buddy
Ah,
Zach here tonight. I'm super excited for Zach to be here with us. Welcome, Zach.
Well, thank you.
Excellent. How's everything been going over there with you, Marcus?
really great. Very excited about this too. I got so many great questions for Zach.
Absolutely. And for everybody else here in the chat that doesn't know, we've got Zach over here with us who actually played Marcus Buff Bagwell in his Dark Side of the Ring episode. Absolutely amazing. We saw these silhouettes and it was like, I did a double take when I saw this because you looked exactly like Marcus in all of those little silhouettes that you see, even the close-ups. It's incredible what they were able to do with you. I know Marcus has a ton of questions. I'm going to kind of turn it over to him because this is amazing, and certainly want to, of course, thank you for joining us tonight too, because this is a real treat for both of us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're very excited about this. Is great. So again, man, to do the Dark Side of the Ring episode. So first question is, how old are you?
I'm 24 years old.
24. So did you and please, I want you to be very honest with this because I'm very transparent. I come at things very honest. So just I want you to be very honest with this. Did you know who Buff Bagwell was?
Yeah,
How did you know at 24 who I was?
because I've been around wrestling for all my life. My dad's been like a booker, promoter, referee. He's done everything around wrestling in Quebec, except wrestle. So I've been around wrestling for all my life, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm a professional wrestler, and that's what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Oh wow, that's fantastic. So this is something you're even looking into doing. So um with that said, were you a fan of Buff Bagwell?
Yes. Like when I started wrestling, I was looking around people who I could like take teams from, and Buff was one. And I do like the kind of same pose as you, the double biceps, and I'm always like looking away, except of instead of looking to the camera, and I've seen you like doing a big smile and looking at the camera, so I've started doing that too.
That'll be great. You should. So when I first saw the Dark Side of the Ring episode, the first thing I thought of when I watched it is, oh my God, how did they get that footage of me? Because that's not me. And I realized it wasn't me. So the first thing I thought was they had to spend a lot of money on. I thought they went and found some kind of AI thing because you don't know this being as young as you are, but your mannerisms, the way you walked into the room. I was going, how'd they get that footage of me? The only reason I knew it wasn't me is the number 5 jersey you had on wasn't my jersey. I'd never had that type of jersey. And I was like, God, that's unbelievable. I was like, the only thing that was a little bad, the only thing was the top hat was horrible. But your mannerisms, the way your body is, the way you walk, the way you put all of it, man, I was like blown away, blown away. So how did the Dark Side of the Ring approach you?
I've been doing some wrestlers with Dark Side of the Ring for like the past year. So I've been uh, the Chris Candido episodes was me. I also did Kerry Von Erich in the third season. I did some Ric Flair too, so like they knew me from before, and they were looking for someone that could fit the role, and they contacted me, and I was like, for sure, I want to do it.
That's great. That's fantastic. So did you talk to a lady named Tara?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Tara is who originally reached out to me to do the Dark Side of the Ring episode. And by any chance, do you know who played my mother?
Oh, I could found her name because I think I still have like the sheets in my emails. I could found the name, but right now I don't remember.
Well, if you get a chance, we'll get back with you on that because we may have her on, Chase. Because
Absolutely,
the
that would be
woman,
great.
the woman that played my mother, I was trying to figure out where they got that footage of my mother because Zach knows me from television, but he don't know me how I walk into a room, and he
Right.
walked into a room the way he reached for the gun, the way everything you did was just like my mannerisms, and everything that woman did, like my mother, was unbelievable. It was uncanny how great it was. But you really made you really made my episode look fantastic because you did a great job at what they had laid out. But Dark Side of the Ring, they do it right, man. They do it right. But to reach out to you to do it, um, it's fantastic. I'm glad that you're a fan. I'm glad that you're um, doing the wrestling thing. So, how long have you been trying to be a pro wrestler?
Uh, for August 14, last that just came up, it was my third year.
Third year, okay.
Wow.
So at 24, are you trying to? I mean, is your ultimate goal the WWE?
My my ultimate goal will be to like main event WrestleMania for the belt, but my goal in wrestling is just to live out of it. So like the only thing that I think is how can I just live of wrestling, and when I can do that, it's gonna be like main event of WrestleMania and things like that.
So
Wow,
you wanna
that's great.
make a living as a pro wrestler.
Actually, that's my goal,
Excellent. That's
and
awesome.
other goal that needs that first.
Sure. Of course. Of
Do
course.
you have a regular job right now?
Yeah,
What do you do?
I work in restoration.
Okay. So, what is your gimmick right now as a pro wrestler?
Uh, I am the diamond, Zach Patterson. So I'm very cocky, arrogant. I believe that I'm the best and I should have everything handed to me because I'm a prodigy at this. So that's how Zach Patterson walk into a room and think he's the best, and everything has to come up to him.
That sounds
So,
familiar.
yeah, right. That sounds really familiar. So, you're a heel.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's great. I love it. So, now who trained you?
I was my first year as a trainee was with Drew Arnott at Torture Chamber. I think it's the best place for like the basics and how to walk into a ring. But after I had to switch to know how to wrestle and how to build a match, so I went with Speedball Mike Bailey. That's like my wrestling dad. He showed me everything that I know today.
Great. And how's no injuries or anything? You're all healthy.
Nothing big. Before I started wrestling, like 6 months before starting, I broke my ankle, but that was my worst injury since I've begun to train.
Okay. Good, good, good. Yeah. So, how much did the Dark Side of the Ring episode? How much did you charge them to shoot that for them?
I didn't choose that because I'm not like in any organization. So they offered me that's what we're giving you, and I just accepted it.
Okay, so it was just a kind of a flat rate, and you said thank you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a
See
good
when they have,
opportunity too, for sure.
I mean, really good opportunity.
Yeah.
So when they approached me, I knew I had a story that was unbelievable. I knew I had a story that was a great story. It was a story of a guy that shot his father, and the father lived to be on the episode. Two ex-wives on there. I mean, the story that I told, it's a crazy, crazy story that I thought was told really well by the Dark Side, but I knew it was a good one. So they were great about everything, and we worked a good deal out. And same thing, they offered me something, and she said, it's not going to be a life changing payoff. And I thought, man, that's a lot of money by saying just that, even. So, but it was a great. I really wish I could have been part of the Who Killed WCW, but I wasn't. And that really upset me, because I would love to be a part of that, just because I was there for all of it. I was there for the entire ride. But they're a great company. They do a lot of great stuff. And Tara was fantastic. But to pick you and find you, it was really, they had to be very excited to see that, because you look, especially, silhouette wise, you look exactly like me, and you move, and your mannerisms are uncanny. So congratulations. Great job, brother. What questions, Chase, do you got for him?
Well, I want to just pull up these photos here first off,
Look at
because
that.
there's a lot of people that may have not even seen this, and if you haven't seen this episode, you can actually find it on. I know Amazon Prime has it available. You can buy the episode. You can buy the whole series if you want to. But this is Zach here playing Marcus Buff Bagwell, and we've got a couple images here. So this one, tell me a little bit about this, Zach.
Yeah.
This was I imagine in the dressing room getting prepared for your debut as Buff.
Yeah, exactly. That was one of the first thing that they made me do, and they put lights because I can't grow hair on my face. It's just impossible for me. So I went to hair and makeup. They put the beard on. They I had to cut my hair just a bit, so my hair could look just like you. And when I was dressed up and they were ready to film, we just went on. They showed me what they wanted me to recreate, and I just did it as I was Buff.
Okay, so what did they show you to say, hey, here's what he is? What was the first video you saw that they would want you to kind of look like?
I think they showed me your Titantron. So with all the poses and the music behind, so I just looked at you and went with the same pose, the same everything, and just did it.
That's great. You did such a great job. But you see what I'm talking about, Chase. Look how bad the hat is.
Yeah, it's a rough one there. I
I thought
noticed
it
that
was
as well. You don't notice it in the silhouettes though. So I mean that's
no.
kind of and I think it's the angles that they work, because this is pretty straight on here. But like this, it doesn't look bad at all
Yeah.
here.
No, it does. Looks great.
But yeah, it's definitely it's not your shape. And and
I
this
mean,
is
right,
this is you
even
too.
that.
I mean, this is crazy.
I mean, that is me holding the gun, and that is my mother right there. I mean, it's her, except it's just not.
Right.
That's
Wow.
crazy. So,
Incredible.
like, did you, when you saw the story, Zach, did you think that was a crazy story? Did you know the story, or did you just shoot the part and then watch it all when it came out?
Oh no, I didn't know the story, but they show because what they do is they film you. They film Bob, they film the ex-wife, they film everyone to have the story, and after that they put templates of like recreation, Buff shooting his dad. So they
Okay.
explain what they want with the scene, and I just do it. But
I mean, do you ask any questions like he shot his dad?
yeah, I was like, what the hell's going on here?
Oh.
Because before doing the scene, I just had a sheet with like the title of the scene, and that was it. They didn't explain me anything, so until the day I filmed it, I didn't know what was it, like what was really going on.
Well, man,
Wow.
you nailed it, bro. I mean, it was the story's a little messed up, if I'm right, Chase. They got the shooting going on in the kitchen. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, actually, I can pull this back up, because you can actually see that
Yeah.
this is clearly inside the house, and that's not where it went down. But
No,
I
it's
think that was the
they did.
only discrepancy that we encountered with that, because we recently filmed a video that'll be out soon with your direct recollection of this
Yes.
event here.
And in the event, Zach, just so you know, the true shooting, this is the only thing that the dark side got wrong. And the only reason I got to correct it is my name is on the line here, which is the story I've told 1,000, 10,000 times is the true story, the right story, which is this shooting happens outside, but it's the fight started in the kitchen where when you see him reach for the gun on the refrigerator and all of that was, I mean, it was perfect, except it all kind of happened outside. When we go outside of the house, when the doorbell rang, and when my mom went outside, he told me to get outside and get all the keys out of the cars. Nobody was leaving. So when I went outside to do that, that's when he came out and shot the tires out of the car my mom was trying to leave in. And he drug my mother out of the driver's side window. And when he did, I noticed that the cable guy that had rang the doorbell, he witnessed this. And when he did, it was a medical blackout is what I call it, because when you say a blackout, people think drugs. I was 18 years old. I knew what drugs was, but I never even heard of a blackout before. But without any alcohol, any drugs involved, I blacked out. I don't know, from anger. I'm sure a doctor could explain this to me, but I went away. I ran through the house and got a gun, come past the refrigerator where guns have been my whole life. I go to my dad's closet and get a gun, come back outside. And then when I got back outside, I was back in play. And I said, hey, motherfucker. I said, you want to pop some caps? And dad looked at me, and I pulled the gun up. And the next 2 minutes, it seemed, I was shooting that gun. It went into slow motion. I said, shoot the windshield out and make a point. And I shoot the windshield out and make a point. And then I said, kill him. My brain said, kill him. And I remember putting it over on him. And the next 3 squeezes was trying to kill him. A year later, when I talked to my father about this incident, he said that I squeezed him off so fast that he thought it was my 45 automatic.
Oh shit!
He said it was like pow, 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 pow. But to me, it was, I mean, it was a 2-minute ordeal. But it hit him in the arm and broke his bones in his arm. He had plates and screws in his arm. But I said, nobody really knows. And it's such a great, well told story on Dark Side. But the only difference is it did happen outside. And, but man, you did a great job. And it was have you actually watched the episode back?
Yeah. As soon as it dropped, I was going to watch it.
Yeah, it was I thought it was really well done. I really did. I was very satisfied, very happy for all of it. It's like I said, it's a story that told a little bit of a different way. It could be a very bad story, but the way they told it, which was the truth and not straying off of it, I thought that Dark Side did a great job with it, and including you as well, how great of a job it really was. But really appreciate you making the show better, because you really did make it, for me, you made it extremely much better because of the way you acted. You acted like me, and you made it look real, which is what we're supposed to do. You acted a character, and you did a great job.
Thank you very much.
Now, what type of prep went into it in terms of, did you have to watch footage for a long period of time, or did they just kind of show it to you and expect you to just, get into it right away? Because, I mean, I have to imagine you're not a professional actor, right? You're a pro wrestler. So, I mean, that's tough to do if you have to do it on the spot.
But it was on the spot, and
Wow.
as a wrestler, we're kind of used to that. So I just before doing the shows, I just watch highlights and Titans.
Sure.
That's it. And when I
Wow.
watched the show, they showed me, okay, we want you to do that. That's Buff when he was doing his entrance. That's the scene in the ring that we want, etc. And I was just like, okay, let's do it.
So
Excellent.
when you did do it, did they say, "Oh my God, that was really good"?
They don't say it really. They just
Really, I was just wondering, maybe they're like, hey, just like that, or no, a little less of this, or
yeah, they point out things. Sometimes they want me to talk, even like if we don't hear me, just
right.
get in the pose. But yeah, they tell me spin a bit more or move like that or do this. But usually I was pretty on point when it was just minor things that they pointed out.
Yes. Well, Zach, what that's called the it factor. You have the it factor, and that's something you can't teach. It's something you can't learn in a wrestling ring. It's just something that you have or you don't, and it's going to be something that'll follow you the rest of your life. Because when you got the it factor, you're going to do something. You're going to be somewhere. You're going to do something big because there's not a class on teaching that what the feeling is you had when you looked at something and were able to do it. I did what they call faked it till I made it. Fake it till you make it is what they say. And buddy, I I took the best class at that, and I faked it till I made it. And I say that in the realm of meaning I didn't really fake it. I was trying to get better, but I was at WCW way before I should have been. I really knew how to watch what they were. I could do what they asked me to do. And when you can do what Rick Rude is asking you to do and then look good doing it, you've got a job. And that's what I could do. I could do what they asked the rookie kid to do. And at the same time, they're getting a victory over a kid that looks pretty good. And it was just a good spot. I mean, I remember finally going, Dusty, am I ever going to win a match? And it don't matter, brother. You're good. I go, Dusty, yes, it does. He said they'll never remember these losses. And I thought he was crazy, but he was right. When as soon as I started winning, nobody remembered me losing for a year. You know, they were rooting behind Marcus Alexander Bagwell, the rookie. But you did a great job, fantastic, and you do have the it factor.
Thank you very much. It really means a lot for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I mean, we really appreciate you taking the time to join us tonight. Now, I've actually linked to your Instagram, so everybody that's watching, jump over to the description of this video. You could check out his Instagram. You follow him over there if you're on Instagram. Great way to support Zach, of course. And is there anything else that we could plug for you? Are you doing anything that you want to shout out here?
Everywhere it's Zach underscore Patterson underscore W, but I'm wrestling in Quebec all over there. Also, if there's any booker or promoter in the States, I'm willing to come at any time. I just want to wrestle. I just want to make a living out of it. And that's my only goal.
The golden rule when Missy Hyatt helped me get in this business. She said, when you go to these shows, sometimes there may not be a payday, and sometimes there may be, really no money there. She goes, your job is to learn this craft. She goes, so it don't matter about the money for you. She goes, you're trying to make it. The $25 payoffs, the $10, $50 payoffs. She goes, it doesn't matter. You're trying to learn your craft. So I remember so many times the promoter coming in and going, hey guys, there's a hot dog and Coke for you, and I was like, hey, somebody else eat my hot dog and Coke, and then I'm going to go out and wrestle and learn. And I'd wrestle in front of 5 people at a skating rink, so it was crazy, but it's something you should take along with yourself and learn that. And that's just every time you climb in that ring, you got a chance of getting a little better and learning your craft a little more. So just do it. And I'm telling you, at 24, I think you got a chance at this thing. And, we'll stay in touch as well, because I know a lot of people, and maybe from this episode, we'll know some more, but maybe you can send me a video and stuff. It's a little tough with a Canadian border thing, getting over and back and forth. It's people don't know this, but Canada is a really hard place to get into. Not just if you're a troublemaker like me. It really is you think Canada is just right there, but it's tough. It's tough to get in Canada. They don't, if you broke the law at all, and God knows I have. They don't like you. They don't like you in there. So there's a special paper. Me and Scott Steiner used to always have to fill out a bunch of paperwork to get in there. And that's with a major billion-dollar company behind you, TBS and WCW. And it still was a big deal for us to go to Canada every time. But regardless, I think there'll be some chances I can help you. And there's some Canadian bookers as well. So I think in the future we'll get together and maybe you can send me a tape of your wrestling and maybe me be able to give you some pointers along with give you some work.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Love it. And I have obviously both your emails. I'll get you guys in contact with each other directly too. So we'll make that happen. But everybody in the chat, jump over, and everybody watching this later on too, because a lot of people watch this after we're already done with the actual live. Check out the description of this video. Give him a like and, of course, follow on Instagram as well. Thank you so much, Zach. We have one question here for you. Zach, what's your finisher?
My finisher right now is weird because I'm kind of looking for something that's stick. As of right now, my finisher is a torture rack that I spin the guy and give him a GTS, knee strike behind the head.
Okay.
With the same knee that I have his leg. So like I'm spitting his leg and he strike diagonally.
All right. Well, that's different. That's not
It is.
not one that you see a lot out there. So that's
awesome. Try to keep this in mind. A little advice. As you know, the torture rack is a pretty tough move. Getting the guy up and all that. You want to be able to, and this is something that a Triple H, anybody in this business, Eric Bischoff, any boss I've ever had, they would tell you that for your finishing move, you've got to be able to do it to everybody. So keep that in mind when you're doing that. Could you do that move to Big Van Vader when he was alive? You got to keep in mind to try to be able to know you can do it to everybody, because if this finish gets over and you can't do it to everybody, then it's going to be a little tough, like the rack. How's Lex going to rack the Big Show? And it was tough, but he did. It was crazy. Yokozuna, he slammed Yokozuna, but you've got to be able to try to do it to everybody. So good luck with your finish and get it down pat and get a good name for it.
That's why I'm kind of trying to do like a submission too as a finish. That's what I'm teasing in some of my matches as of right now. But yeah, that's something that my coach told me, my dad told me. But that's why I'm looking for something to stick and that I can do it to everybody.
Yes. Well, good luck with that, and good luck with your career, brother.
Thank you very much.
Thanks again, Zach. Really appreciate you. We'll let you go. Enjoy your evening, and this will be available for everybody to watch afterwards. So we'll get your name out there a little bit, and hopefully it'll help you, and I'll get you guys in touch with each other.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much. You take care now.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop for all future videos. And if you're interested in cool NWO shirts like this one right here or other wrestling sports merch, click the link in the description of the video to jump over to Fanatics and place your order today.